was told in my life to hate three things as I was growing up: the Saints, peanuts, and game reviewers. Game reviewers are some of the worst human beings on planet Earth because they don't know how to work a fucking controller, but they always at the forefront of giving a knee-jerk opinion nobody asked for. You ask them, how does this thing work? And they'll tell you, oh, well, this thing, it obviously lets you speak, doesn't it? It has speakers in it. Oh, you see these buttons here? Oh, if we just, press them, this is the R button, this is the L button, this is the button that lets you jerk someone off. And as long as you just keep pressing those, that's how the game works. But for some reason, Kotaku, a company never heard of until this week, decided to review the PlayStation 5, the console that I'm probably not gonna get unless I follow the plan that I am currently creating. They came out with a review for the PS5, but it started out good. It started out as a good review, basic, here's this, here's what this does, here are the specs, here's this, here's ray tracing. But at the end, they kind of played the blame game. They tried to make you feel guilty for even wanting a PS5. They tried to make you, the consumer, the person who wants the PS5 because you want to enjoy fun. You want to have fun gaming with your friends. You want to play single player. You want to play online. You just want to have a good time. You may even just buy it just so you can play the Netflix on the remote because you're that type of a lame human being. They want you to feel bad for even thinking about buying it. Why? Because of the coronavirus. The world is still reeling under the weight of the COVID-19 pandemic. There are more Americans out of work right now than at any point in the country's history, with no relief in sight. Our healthcare system is an inherently evil institution that forces people to ration life-saving medications like insulin and choose suicide over suffering with untreated mental illness. As I'm writing this, it looks very likely that Joe Biden will be our next president, but it's clear that the worst people aren't going away just because a new old white man is sitting behind the resolute desk. Well, at least not this old white man. Our government is fundamentally broken in a way that necessitates radical change rather than incremental electoralism. The harsh truth is that for reasons listed above and more, a lot of people simply won't be able to buy a PlayStation 5 regardless of supply, or if they can, concerns over increasing austerity in the United States and the growing threat of widespread political violence supersede any enthusiasm about a console's SSD, or how ray tracing makes reflections more realistic. That's not to say you can't be excited for those things. I certainly am on some level, but there's an irrefutable level of privilege attached to the ability to simply tune out the world as it burns around you. That is hands down the dumbest hot take of all time, because you have the privilege to escape the reality that is the shitstorm of 2020. You have privilege because you can figure out a better coping mechanism than just scrolling on Twitter and reading all the bad news that's going on. You have privilege because you want to choose to smile and not be down in the dumps because of whatever's going on, because you've spent your time doing that, because you want to get away from that. You're privileged. You have no right to sit there and smile. You must suffer with the rest of us. You must be down in the dumps because 2020 has been bad for everyone who's not rich, and that means we all cannot have fun. I don't care if you're reading a book, going for a run, going shopping, going exercise, beating your meat, or playing a game. If you could find a way to escape the hell that has been 2020, whether if it's been personal or if you've just read something that made your heart sink, that's a good thing. That's actually healthy, because in reality, it's not wise to stay depressed, angry, sad, or heartbroken. That's not the way to go about life. You must find a way to get better. You must find those escapes. That's not privilege. That's called living your fucking life. And for this person to think that, oh, there's a level of privilege there, is the dumbest thing I've ever read. And I've read children writing down how they want to be Captain America. That is not the smart thing. And his hot take got even worse. Sony and Microsoft chose a hell of a time to release their next generation video game consoles. I think the PlayStation 5 is a great machine, but it's tough to recommend when folks are literally fighting for their lives while residing in the richest country in the world. I was very lucky to receive a PlayStation 5 for the purposes of this review, despite the fact that I am comfortable enough to have bought one on my own. So you're mad at Sony and Microsoft for doing what any company does, which is sell products to people that they know are going to buy them. You're going to sit there and say that you're thankful that you got one so that you could do a review. And then you're going to sit there and say you're comfortable enough to have gotten one on your own. So which is it? You're thankful, or you're so prideful that you could go get one on your own that you didn't need them to send you a PlayStation 5? If you don't want that PlayStation 5, you know what you could do. PS5 me please. But that's besides the point. Sony and Microsoft are companies. They are companies worth what? Millions, billions, maybe trillions. I don't know. They're worth money. So you know what they're going to do for however long they're in business until the day that games become obsolete and no one plays them anymore? They're going to make money. They're going to spend their time making money. They're going to trick individuals like you and me to spending hundreds of dollars on their consoles while also spending 50, 60, 70, I don't know, I guess the prices are still going up, on games. They're going to have you spending like 20 or 30 on accessories. They're going to have you spending $30 on chargeable systems for your controllers. They're going to have you spending $30 on fucking remotes so that you can press a button and stream Netflix. Like, they're a business. You can't get mad at a business for doing the same thing big businesses do, medium-sized businesses do, and small businesses do. They want to make money. They're going to make their money. So no matter what's going on in the world, no matter how dark the world gets, every single company in the world will be trying to make money the best way they can. And right now, because it's been like 7 years since a new one came out, these companies, these video game companies, are going to start making new consoles. Why? Not because you deserve the next generation of consoles, because you have been waiting for realistic graphics. No, because they want fucking money. And then the best part of this entire little section of his speech, after he spends time gaslighting you into feeling bad about wanting a PlayStation and trying to have fun with a PlayStation, he goes on and tells you to still go out and grab one. If you're in the same boat, I encourage you to grab the console and see what it's all about for yourself. If you aren't, don't feel like the PlayStation 5 would change your life. It's a video game system. It's not going anywhere. I'm looking forward to a time when we can all chat about the next generation gaming on equal footing without a dozen daily crises looming over our heads. Until then, let's focus on what's truly important, even if that means dipping out of the next gen hype machine for a bit. Here's my biggest piece of advice for you. Don't feel bad for getting a PS5. Don't let people like this make you feel bad because you want to have fun, that you want to escape from whatever reality is going on in your life, whether if that's personal, whether if you're seeing the debacle that's 2020. If you want to feel happy for any brief amount of time, go do that. Don't let no one convince you that what you're doing, the fun you're having, is a bad thing. Don't let people think that you should be returning your PS5 because everyone else is having a bad year, so that means you are not allowed to have fun. Don't let people sit there and bitch at you about what they want you to do, and you just do you. Have fun. Have a good time. Don't let nobody take your PS5 from you. What you should feel bad about is buying an Xbox Series X. You should feel bad about buying an Xbox. You should feel bad that that's the console you want, and I recommend that you go return that and cancel your pre-orders. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below, follow the podcast, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.